LED low beam headlights that you're seeing on this vehicle are actually standard. You have an LED low beam with an LED running light. Unfortunately, the high beams are halogen and the incandescent, the turn signals are an incandescent bulb, so it's not necessarily a full LED. Now, also being the N version, you have lots of red accents here on the lower front fascia with kind of its own more aggressive looking front fascia. Down here, there's no fog lights or anything like that. Instead, you have a functional air intake here that creates an air skirt. Veloster retains that funky three-door body style where there's basically no door on this side, but there's a half door on the other side. These are the upgraded 19-inch wheels that you get standard with the performance package. They're riding on 235/35 series tires. Now, being the N model, you also have these black painted mirrors. You have more of the red accents, and the you're going to notice is this new spoiler on the back. It's kind of like a dual spoiler because you have a little bit of a lower rear lip spoiler right here at the lower portion, then it's got a higher wing portion here. Hyundai says this actually does aid with the aerodynamics. It does add downforce. There's an LED brake light here that's integrated at the top. And the taillights are also a partial LED where you'll have LED brake lights and taillights, but it looks like an incandescent turn signal and an incandescent reverse light as well. There's also a nice little N badge here that does kind of remind us of a look that Hyundai took a picture of where it's the Nürburgring. That's what N stands for. It either stands for Namyang, where their development center is in Korea, or the Nürburgring, which is where they also took this car. Now, at the lower rear area here, you can see there's another black painted fascia area. There's more of that red accents. You have a larger diameter dual exhaust tip, which pretty good. Hyundai says this measures around 20 cubic feet of space with the seats up. If you fold them down, you should expand it out to a little over 30 cubic feet of space. Out, of course, is the key fob. Hyundai actually says this intelligent access key with push button start is standard equipment. You can see there's an actual N badge to remind yourself that you did buy the high performance version. And for you. Now, looking at the interior of this all-new high-performance version of the Veloster, you can see at a glance, it's definitely a little bit on the dark side. Unfortunately, if you guys don't like black, you're out of luck because black is the only interior color option on this car at the moment. Now, what Hyundai did do is they differentiated the interior with some blue accent stitching. So, of course, the performance blue for the seat belts, which are nice. You have the contrasting blue stitching. The seats itself, they have like an N embroidered in the seat back, and they're a little bit more deeply bolstered, a little bit dark. Now, the steering wheel you can see is also unique to the Veloster N, but I do wish it had a flat bottom like some of the other performance cars. Hyundai does give you some blue contrasting stitching. Now, like every other car, 6-speed manual, like I said, is standard equipment. Let me move the seat back a tad, put the clutch in, and then push this button here to fire up the engine. Now, the engine itself definitely makes itself known. Now, when you push this checkered flag button here, it essentially will just put it into N mode right away, which is the most aggressive setting. It'll basically open up the baffle and the exhaust. Here. Over here you can see lots of empty buttons because if you want any driver assistance in this car, it's just not available, unfortunately. Hyundai doesn't offer blind spot monitoring. They don't offer any of their adaptive cruise control or their automatic braking. It's just not available on this car. Remember, this is the N version now. What does come standard is this 8-inch touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. No factory embedded navigation, which is fine because when you guys have your phone plugged in, you can see it does have the full Waze integration when you guys have the latest iOS 12, which is really nice. So this is the nav that you're going to use. I'm really happy that, I really don't care that there's no embedded nav. The premium Infinity sound system in here is also basically the same spec from the other Velosters. It sounds pretty decent. Where you can cycle between the drive mode, regular, normal, sport, and then eco. And the system also gives you a backup camera, no parking sensors, just a traditional backup camera with trajectory, which is nice. spec. This is the 2-liter turbocharged Theta engine. The base Veloster will make, the Veloster N will make 250 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. Now, if you guys step it up to the performance package, which I imagine a lot of you will be doing so, you'll get another 25 ponies, so 275 horsepower total. Torque remains the same at 260 pound-feet. Now, fuel economy is also not too bad. It's rated at 22 in the city, 28 on the highway. Hyundai actually said oh, goodness. A little bit of wheel hop there initially. Little bit of wheel tugging there, but it's not horrible. This is not like Mazda Speed 3 or Focus ST wheel tugging. God, this car is so